Okay, I have a proposal. Not everyone can afford to even give a penny. We know it's a lot of people out here living just enough for the city, and so therefore that Project 25, the start of a Black Wall Street. Well, let me tell you how you can get that Black Wall Street started with everyone benefiting from it instead of paying dues or paying this into it and paying that into it. And I've been mentioning this for a long time. I even brought it up to Roland Martin, but he's a selfish mother. He want all them dead presidents in his pocket, period. So there should be a spreadsheet. A legal lawyer, legal representation, legal everything. And whoever want to join this movement should put their name on that spreadsheet. It doesn't matter what order, whose name's on it first and whose name on it last. But there's over 3,000 people on my followers, and even Facebook there's way more, but I'm specifically talking about TikTok. I have almost 3,000 followers, but and then you and your followers and their followers, if anyone wants to join this movement, there's a spreadsheet. And we all need to write our name down on that sheet, whoever wants to join this movement. Because every single day we go outside, we spend more money than usual. Especially with this DoorDash food being delivered. People are lazy, won't drive and get it themselves. You're spending a whole lot more money than usual. And so what my proposal is that everyone who's willing to join and put their name on this spreadsheet, the very first person, we're going to send them $5 via Cash App, Venmo, or whatever, and however we get it. Maybe even deliver it to their bank. Once everyone on the spreadsheet send that person that money, they're going to be up there in the hundreds of thousands to start their business and maybe to even pay the dues for this Project 25 to get this Black Wall Street back off the ground. Number one crossed off. Now number two. And this can go on every single day. Each and every person on that spreadsheet is going to receive their due diligence. They're going to receive enough money to get their business off the ground, become the entrepreneur that they want, maybe to even put down on some property. There's just a plethora of things that we can do when we start the spreadsheet and spread the love. We spread the love through all these restaurants out here. We spread the love going shopping out here. We spread the love just doing a bunch of nothing, spending money on things that we don't need. And so Project 25, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. But let me tell you something. The best thing to do is to get this spreadsheet, put everyone's name on it who wants to be involved in it. Someone that we can trust. That means a third party that's going to handle the money and handle the person that receive all their money from everyone on that spreadsheet. And we're going to go on to day number 2. The second person on the spreadsheet, the same thing. Day number 3, the same thing. Day number 4, the same thing. I mean, just think if you had 10,000 people of us on this spreadsheet, and each and every single day, the people that's on the spreadsheet send that person that $5. Just imagine everything you can do to get this Wall Street kicked off and get it going, to get our independence back, to that we do not rely on the government for anything, because our pockets are full. We're going to start stocks and bonds. We're going to start our own banks, jewelry stores, things, that I do, clothing stores, people that sell, wholesale, even know how to sew. We might even start getting classes going on how to manage your money, investments, brokers. The sky is the limit. But we first got to get the money. And for the people that can't afford the money, hey, Project 25 is awesome. But a lot of people can't afford that money. And so therefore, those of us that's out there spending over $5 a day, over $10 a day, over $30 a day, because we do it, it's done. It's done every single day. $5 is nothing. So I have a proposal that let's get this spreadsheet going. It's for somehow, some way, we got to come up with a plan that we're going to have our names. Number one, I don't care if it's 1,000, 2,000. Just think if we had up to 3,000 people on this spreadsheet. And you can't get it in your mindset that, what if I die before I receive this money? Well, what about your offsprings? What about your children and their children's children? You want them to live the same way you living, with nothing, living just enough for the city? No. Let's hope you live to get this money and do whatever you need to do. And then Project 25 will take off like a rocket. Now, if you got honest people like me who don't see all them dead presidents and get happy and start plotting and planning malice and doing wrong, embezzlement, taking money, then this thing will be the bomb diggity. I'm telling you, this is the best ideal ever. We need a spreadsheet. We need to get the names on there who's all going to be involved. And the number one name on there, your Cash App, your Venmo, whatever, PayPal, whatever you deal with should be overflowing with everyone on that spreadsheet sending you your $5. And once everyone has done that, we move on to the next person and do the same thing. We do this every freaking single day because, as I said, we spend the money every freaking day. So let's not be, I ain't sending nobody $1. I ain't doing that. Ignorance, because you do it anyway. You go shopping and you're supporting the wrong people. So what my ideal is that we need to get a spreadsheet. We need to get a PowerPoint, something that we need to keep up. And the third party, and to make sure that they are accountable for it, and a backup to make sure that they are accountable for it. That everyone is going to receive their due diligence when it comes to these dead presidents. And then we're going to start our Black Wall Street. We're going to start building up. We're going to start doing this and doing that. And we will start making something of ourselves. We're going to show them the power in the dollar, the power in our money, because we've already showed them that we are the biggest spenders, that we keep the economy going. Well, let's spend it on ourselves. Let's give it to ourselves. Let's help one another. Let's get this spreadsheet going. And the first person that's on there, I don't care if I'm the 5th or the 6th person, but let's get this thing going. And everyone on there, you start, everyone, there should be a receipt or something that everyone on there is going to send that first person their $5. Once that person receives all their money, hundreds of thousands of dollars, it's time to start putting it into the Project 25. Then it's time to open up your business. Let us know your location, wherever you are. Get your website going, and we shop you. Number 2, same thing. Number 3, same thing. Number 4, same thing. Number 5, same thing. And this is nothing hard to do because the days go by so quick, which means that everyone that's on the spreadsheet has sent that person, that very next person on there, their money, and we're going to do what's right by one another. So the thing is to share the wealth. Share the wealth means everyone get the wealth first and then share it. So if this is a great idea. If you don't think so, then you're thinking about something else. Project 25 is awesome. It's awesome to get Black Wall Street going. And I mean, it's awesome to have it everywhere we are. That's awesome. But the only way that that's going to go down is we help one another and send the money to one another to get it popping. You have an idea, here's your money, let's get it off the ground. You have an idea, here's your money, let's get it off the ground. But if we're just expecting for people to donate something where they can barely live, they're only living just enough for the city, especially a lot of women with children where the men aren't around, and even men, it's just hard for them to find a job. But think about it. A spreadsheet with 1,000, 2,000, 10,000 people on this train is what we're going to call it. And everyone on this, the very first name that's on this, that's the person that's going to receive their $5 via their Cash App. Just imagine, once they deposit all that in their bank, their name's crossed off, and then we go to number 2 and send them all their money. Number 3 and send them their money. Just imagine the wealth that we have circulated amongst one another instead of going to this store and that store and buying the latest freaking gym shoes, the latest freaking wear, name brand gear, just the latest bunch of bull. Just think that money is in our pockets, and we're going to start doing something about it. We're going to open up our own stores in our own communities. We're going to interact with one another. We're going to bank black. We're going to buy black. And we're going to do everything black. But until we share and make this a village, that's the only way it's going to work. This Project 25, I'm all for it. I'm ready. I'm ready. I am ready. I am ready. But we must make sure that everyone else is going to be ready. Also, everyone need to jump on board this train, and let's get this spreadsheet going. Let's get these names on here, however long it takes. And when we're done with the names, let's start sending out the money. I'm telling you, this is a great plan. Think about it long and hard. Figure out how we can do this, how it will work. A financial advisor, a broker, just think about it, because it's the best plan out there. And let me tell you something. Once we have all this in our hands and we know what we're going to do, jewelry stores, clothing stores, grocery stores, market stores, a gas station, an apartment building, housing, Airbnbs, the sky's the limit. But we must share what we have instead of wasting it every freaking day on silly things. A candy bar is damn near $2.95. A large one is $5. Now, you can pass that candy bar up and send it to that person that's on that spreadsheet. So this is my ideal. It's what I have come up with, and I think this is the most perfect ideal ever, that we're going to share the wealth. $5 is nothing. $5 is absolutely nothing. So if you're with me on this, please leave me your names. Let me know that you are with me on this. Give me a like, leave your name, and then we're going to start from there. We're going to figure out how to get this spreadsheet going. Who's going to be the first one name on here, second, third, fourth, fifth, it doesn't matter. But let's get this thing rolling. And, you know, putting dues and paying this and paying that, that's what they do in church. Offerings and tithes. And they're still poor, living just enough for the city. So that's not the way to do it. The way to do it is stop being frivolous with your money, and stop going in this trip and that trip and this trip and that trip, but you want us to fight the power. The only way we're going to fight the power is we share some of this power. And there's so many of us. $5 is nothing to send a person. It's nothing. And but just think, 5,000, 10,000 people. Just think if we all got on this spreadsheet and that very first person received their money, that second person received their money, that third person received their money, and we come up with an ideal on how we're going to do this Black Wall Street all over where we are, what location, what city, what state, it doesn't matter. Let me tell you something. This is full proof. It can't go wrong. So let's think about the people that can't afford to pay dues, that can't afford to join something, because now we're excluding still. We're still thinking about excluding folks that can't afford. We want to make sure that these people can afford it to pay these dues to get this thing popping. But we want to make sure that these people can open up their own things to fulfill their own dreams also, to pass it down through generation and generation and generation. So I'm just asking everyone to think about this idea that I think is foolproof. It's foolproof. It just can't go wrong. I can't see anything going wrong with this. Definitely, we're not going to just have one person overseeing it. We're going to have someone overseeing that person and someone overseeing that person. Definitely. But get it in your mind that not everyone can pay a due, not everyone can do this, and not everyone can do that. But everyone can send that person that $5. Everyone. That first person on the spreadsheet on down to the very last person on the spreadsheet. And you can do the math and however long it takes. But like I said, if you got it in your mind that I don't want to send a mother $1, what if I die and don't get my money? You ain't had the money any damn way. You never had the money. But why aren't you thinking about your offsprings? Why aren't you thinking about your children? That you don't want them to keep following in the same footsteps that you followed in and keep struggling and struggling and struggling. It's not about the elite anymore. It's not about the sororities and the fraternities, the Masons. It's not about any of that. It's about us, the people. And so let's get this thing going. Leave me a comment. Leave your name on my page. Leave your information like, hey, Kiwi, I want to hop aboard this train of this spreadsheet, and let's get it popping. That's all I'm saying. Let's just get this thing going. And hey, I'm all for Project 25. I'm all for it. But the only way it's going to pick up the way we need to pick up is that we need to help one another pick it up.